My name is Danielle. I'm 31 years old, and last week I made my sister unemployed. Not out of cruelty, not because I wanted to, but because she forced my hand and didn't even know it. Let me start from the beginning. My younger sister, Ava, is 27. She's always been the center of attention. Blonde, loud, confident, and blessed with the kind of entitlement that makes people either admire her or despise her. Growing up, she was the golden child. I was the quiet one. She got the praise, I got the silence. We never hated each other, but there was always tension, unspoken comparisons, subtle jabs, little power games. Especially after college. She went into PR and got a high-paying job through a friend of Dad's. I worked my way through HR, slowly, steadily, with no shortcuts. But I never flaunted it. I just built. Last year, I landed a position as head of talent acquisition at a fast-growing tech company. It wasn't glamorous, but it was serious. I managed people. I made hiring decisions. I had power, the quiet kind Ava never noticed. About 6 weeks ago, a role opened up on one of our communications teams. A mid-level position, full-time, great benefits. I started sorting through applicants and nearly choked on my coffee when I saw her name, Ava Thompson. She didn't recognize the company name. I'd always kept my work life separate from family. She had no idea I was the hiring manager. I stared at her resume, and something inside me twisted. She wasn't a bad candidate, not amazing either, but decent enough to call for an interview. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted the truth. So I scheduled her interview. I watched her walk into the room, confident, high heels clicking, expensive perfume trailing behind. She didn't recognize me right away. I was sitting off to the side, behind a two-way mirror. The actual interview was being conducted by my colleague, Lena, one of the best junior recruiters I've ever trained. Ava sat across from Lena and immediately sized her up. I saw it in her face, that slight lift of the chin, the condescending glance. And then it began. Lena started the interview politely. Ava barely answered the questions. She talked over her. She name-dropped companies and threw in phrases like entry-level tasks are beneath me and I need a team that can keep up with me. At one point, Lena mentioned she'd only been in recruiting for 2 years. Ava laughed. Actually laughed. "Oh, that explains it," she said. "You're new. That's why your questions are so basic." I sat behind the glass, stunned. Lena turned red but kept her composure. The interview ended 10 minutes later. Ava strutted out without a thank you or handshake. Lena walked into the observation room and just stared at me. "Was that your sister?" she asked. I nodded slowly. Yes, that was my sister. She didn't say anything else. She didn't have to. That night, I lay awake for hours. Ava had no idea she'd mock someone on my team, in my company, while applying for a job I controlled. It wasn't just arrogant, it was reckless. 3 days later, I called her. "Hey, just wanted to follow up on your interview," I said casually. "Oh yeah," she said. "Total disaster. Some intern interviewed me. Poor thing was overwhelmed. I bet they'll still call back. They need someone like me." I paused. "Actually, I'm the hiring manager." Silence. "Then what?" "I work at that company. I watched your interview from the other side of the glass. Lena isn't an intern. She's one of my best team members. You mocked her. You laughed at her." There was a long pause. "I didn't know." "I know. That's the point." Then she got defensive. Said she was nervous. Said Lena wasn't asking the right questions. Said she didn't mean it like that. I let her talk. Then I told her the decision. "We're not moving forward with your application." She hung up. The next day, I got a call from my mom. Ava had told her everything except the truth. She said I sabotaged her, that I set her up, that I had always been jealous. For the first time in my life, I didn't defend myself. I just said, "Mom didn't fire Ava. She fired herself." A few days later, the company she was working at laid off half the staff, including her. She'd been counting on our job offer to jump ship. Now she had nothing. My phone stayed silent for 2 weeks. Then one night, I got a text. "I get it now. I was awful. I'm sorry. Can we talk?" I stared at the screen for a long time. And I did something I'd never done before. I didn't reply. But here's the twist. 3 months later, Lena handed in her resignation. She got hired as a senior recruiter at a huge media agency, the same agency Ava used to brag about wanting to work at someday. Apparently, the interview Lena gave about the disaster with my sister had gone viral on LinkedIn after she wrote a post about the power of kindness during interviews. She never mentioned Ava's name, but the story caught fire. Recruiters across the country were sharing it. The takeaway: you never know who's watching. Ava's reputation in PR circles started to crack. A few people connected the dots. Word got around. She stopped posting on social media. As for me, I got promoted. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. But this wasn't revenge. This was a mirror. I didn't destroy my sister's career. She walked in, looked around, laughed at the person in charge, and fired herself